Hello, Zelda 1 Randomizer fans, and welcome to another group stage matchup in the Darknut group of the 2023 Rookie Rumble. Tonight's match between Stags28 and Thilotilo. I'm Nick Has a Game, and joining me in the commentator's booth tonight is DK9146.
Thanks, Nick. And yeah, this is going to be exciting. We got Tilo at 1-1 and Stags at 1-0, and already with this group moving along so fast, we've got some implications we'll kind of touch base on as the race goes along.
And our race should be getting underway very shortly here. It's going to be an exciting one for sure. Now, DK, we have a unique position relative to tonight's racers. Why don't you fill in the audience about how we have all gotten to know each other?
Yeah, so while Stags and Tilo are in the Darknut group, so are Nick and I. We are all four together in the Darknut group, so we've got an Oops All Darknut commentary team here along with the racers. So we've got a little buy-in with this race as well as coming.
I think you a little more so than me, because I have already played both of these racers and you. I've had my 3 races, and they've all had the same outcome.
Nah, it's been fun. There's been some good races, and right away, level 9, one room left to start as we start in the southwest corner of the map.
One of my least favorite places to start, because you are all the way down in that corner, and it is a big trek to get to the rest of Hyrule from there.
No, absolutely. These runners, once they get a candle or maybe this open cave or at level 3, maybe hoping for some any roads that might get them out into the greater map as a whole.
For sure. Now, for anyone who's tuning into the first raid, or just a recap for everyone else, the Rookie Rumble flags that our runners are doing for the duration of this tournament are based on the Consternation set, as we see Stags heading up towards the Death Armos area, Tilo not far behind. The flag set Consternation Light still has Heart Shuffle, as Tilo finds a quick letter, and Stags jumps around some rocks.
Yeah, Stag's already found level 4 on the screen just below this. Just gonna have a potion up here at this Armos, so not the right one to find our item.
Speaking of White Sword, there's the White Sword cave with the White Sword, which our runners will be able to pick up somewhere between 4 and 6 hearts. And we've seen a number of races so far in this competition where the White Sword ended up being a player's first sword.
Yeah, absolutely. With only needing between 4 and 6 hearts, very, very high odds, especially with the Armos item rolling as often as a heart, being able to pick that up right away.
Now, a couple of other twists on the normal Consternation flag set. Our enemies tonight are going to look fairly vanilla because they are unshuffled. You'll see, for instance, Moblins all over the overworld, and Darknuts where they belong in the underworld. And our enemy HP will be their vanilla values as well.
Exactly. It makes it a little easier to know exactly what their HP is going to be when you go into a battle. No guessing plus or minus 2 like the more normal Consternation flag set has.
Stags finding out where those any roads are taking. One goes up to the graveyard. And so does another.
Not very useful. 2 up to the grave area, with the one over by the vanilla start area, and then just the last one being slightly east over in the forest.
This is definitely one of those seeds where you're hoping maybe for an early whistle, at least, so that when you do get out there in the overworld, maybe you can use that for a little bit of navigation. But otherwise, our runners tonight are looking at a lot of walks, a lot of long walks, especially if some of those dungeons are rather far away and they have to double dip.
No, absolutely. And so far, we're getting a few of these open caves checked off the map here, but just a couple rupees for each, and other than that, just a little bit of disappointment so far.
No easy sword pickup, no candles, just a letter to their name.
Yeah, so we see each of these runners kind of doing the opposite checks that the other runners already done here, kind of getting caught up with each other at this point, and they'll most likely start converging towards that eastern half of the map where the main slew of our open caves remain.
As Tilo continues up into Death Mountain, Finds a blue ring shop under the Armoses there. But so far, neither runner managing to get out of the western half of Hyrule as Stags walks into level 4.
Yeah, he is solved for his beeping, gets a quick up A refresh, and looks like he's going to try and pirouette a bomb wall up top if it opens, and it does.
Let's see if an early level 4 pays off. There's a staircase. Oh, but it is heavily guarded by orange whizzies.
Yeah, not the room you want to see this early with 3 hearts, no rings. But we see Tilo trying to brave it. We'll see if he can pull off the miracle here, getting through with a half heart.
Just might do it. Whoa. And of course, that first room staircase ever so often ends up being a transport. In this case, it's no different. Tilo says, I'll save that for later.
Yeah, it was a very nice attempt there by him for sure. But yeah, with no other open rooms, almost assuredly was going to be a transport. And he's got some knowledge, though.
Now, while both our runners tonight do have a group round win under their belts, they would like to find some sort of offensive weaponry to help in their navigation of the overworld and these dungeons, because walking around with just a letter is more challenge than pretty much anyone ever wants to handle.
Yeah, I've attempted to use the B button with that letter when it's the only item I had, but the paper cut function doesn't seem to be working.
Stags quickly traversing to the northeast corner. Tilo right behind.
Yeah, they're almost in lockstep here, doing the exact same pathing at this point here.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a screen that both runners haven't seen at this point.
Yeah, and the current path they're on makes absolute sense for where they were going through that any road to get to this eastern half. We'll see if either of them makes the Armos check a higher priority versus going up into the far northeast. Stags is playing with fire here with this half heart. The P-Hats just will not let him go, and we find level 3 under this Armos.
And Stags makes it in as well.
Yeah, nicely done to dodge that one-hit KO, so to speak, there. So manages to get in and get a top off, and he'll get rewarded with the free key here to the left as well. Old man with the jokes telling us where level 3 is while we're in level 3.
See that so much in this flag set. It is hilarious every time.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I can't help but laugh every time I see it.
Stags really is on Tilo's heels, but Tilo is going to get curbed in his advance in that direction to a Chevy room and is going to pop out of level 3.
Yeah, one key. Had the option to try and use that key and go north, but with no weaponry, no guarantee of anything paying off, I think wisely leaves and keeps that key in pocket just in case.
That case so often being level 1. Oh, as we find our almost item tonight is a bow in the forest.
Yeah, very nice find, and that's going to be huge if these runners can come across an arrow shop and afford them.
Tilo does not quite make it up that path to Vanilla 2 and is going to get sent back to the southwest corner.
Yeah, overworld deaths are going to be a huge penalty box at this point for these runners just because, it's, as we were mentioning earlier, it's just so far to get to anywhere and to get back out where you were.
Stags stayed behind in level 3 just a little bit longer, but is going to hop out. We'll very shortly here find a bow of his own. And now our runners begin to diverge as Stags remains in the forest, might just make it up to Vanilla 2, and Tilo has taken the route to the graveyard.
Yep, Tilo's still got a couple checks this way, and since he's up this way, might even route in East Death Mountain's open cave. Oh no, he's opting to use that any road. Intriguing.
Our runners, once again, pretty much converging at this point. And there they are on the same screen for about half a second. Both heading into the same open cave. And both getting robbed blind, although Stags had no money already.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing. We're almost 10 minutes in here with no offensive weaponry of any nature. Haven't found a free bomb pack in the multiple dungeons we've went into. Managed to snag one key, no sword, no candles, no take-any's, nothing.
And having been in this no sword myself position a couple times in this tournament, I tell you, right around the 10-minute mark, when you have no weaponry, you definitely start to get nervous. Oh, did my opponent go a different direction? Has had a sword for 5 minutes? Should I have gone up into the graveyard, Death Mountain, something?
Exactly. We saw Stags get to the coast there. I did miss the item, but did find the large secret in that cave, which was 90 rupees.
Thilo picks up that secret as well, and we'll take a peek on the coast and find the raft.
For the runner's sake, hopefully that can just stay there tonight.
If they do decide to pick it up, it might end up being one of the last pickups when they're desperate to find a missing dungeon in 40 or 50 minutes from now.
Yeah, exactly. So now this will be interesting. See who decides to prioritize which remaining open locations. Northeast still highest priority as far as quantity. Looks like Stags is heading towards Death Mountain here, though. Or he's going to make a purchase.
Interestingly, not too many levels under open caves today, so our runners have not had a lot of opportunities to maybe find an early heart that might have enabled them to pick up that white sword that they managed to find earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So Stags going ahead and buying those slightly expensive bombs here. Does put the bomb slightly off here, but is going to start bombing away up here in Death Mountain.
Now, this is interesting because in this part of Death Mountain, there is no open cave in this direction, so he is prioritizing finding maybe a take any to get a heart so he can try for that white sword.
Yeah, and with knowledge of that white sword, I've been very interested if we come across the take any. Oh, here we go. We got our wood sword up here in the tree in the northeast corner.
In almost as far as it possibly can be from the start space, as Stags unfortunately does not survive all the way through the western part of Death Mountain.
So Tilo with a half heart and a prayer here, trying to clear out what he can here still. Wisely trying to take down some enemies to both clear some potential deaths. There is a death though, but looking for a heart as well.
He's got a sword. You have to imagine his first order of business is going to be to try to rustle up some bombs or something to open up a cave, maybe find a candle shop.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting access to all the burn bushes is going to be really huge here. Just as you mentioned, the open cave's just not giving us much in the way of levels yet.
Stags uses one of his precious bombs near start and only finds a potion shop. And then a meat and key shop in vanilla start. Meanwhile, Tilo, taking the long way through the Lost Woods, wants to get up into that graveyard area and probably continue on to Death Mountain.
Well, that bomb spot to the left of Vanilla Start netted Stags a location for a blue candle. It is 77 rupees, so not enough money to buy it, but he now has knowledge of where one's located.
He did have the money at one point, but spent most of it on bombs. The rest of it, I think, on a door repair.
All right, so at this point, it looks like Stags is going to kind of walk through and past Candle Row here, heading towards the open cave at Vanilla level 1. We'll see if that nets him anything while Tilo's going back northeast.
Here is Vanilla 1 with some deadly Lionels guarding it. As Stags finds himself surrounded by a foursome and unfortunately cannot make it into the cave.
That was some fantastic defense by the Red Lionels there. Unfortunate for Stags, as that was just a huge walk that didn't pay off for anything at this point. We'll see what happens here.
That they must be guarding a very important door repair, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Thilo drops his first bomb, only finds a gambling shop. As chat points out, this overworld tonight is not very friendly. Enemies in the worst possible places, these tight corridors in a forest full of Lionels, making it very hard for our runners to keep going for lengths of time here.
Yeah, and then the unfortunate thing is if and when they get somewhere, the locations just haven't been paying off yet outside of that sword for Thilo at this point. If he gets back with a bomb towards Vanilla Start and bombs that location, he absolutely has the cash as he finds another large secret.
Thilo spends his last bomb and just barely makes it in alive to find a candle shop.
That's really big for Thilo here. So he's going to have our first burnable ability here on stream. And we'll see where he opts to go now with his half heart.
I honestly thought he was about to hop in there to buy a heart and would not have blamed him because I think he wants to try and make it over to these other caves here to find more Lionels.
All right, he screen scrolls here over and is going to check the Vanilla 5 area. More Lionels there.
What is it? Of course, Lionels. It's all Lionels everywhere tonight.
Yeah, he gets rewarded with that 37 medium there, which is not too bad at all. And we'll see if he can pull off these last two here.
Stags is going to find this large secret, immediately up in A's, and says, it's candle time.
Yeah, we'll see how long Stags ends up going without a sword here and how impactful it is to him. Is opting to go a different route here, though.
He has not traversed up to the far northeast. It's probably a bit of a daunting task at this point, but one he's probably going to have to do at some point here, unless he buys a candle and happens on some take-any's.
Yeah, that's going to be the crucial piece. If he does not get to that northeast, finding take any so he can get that white sword would be very huge for him. Looks like he's going to go through the any roads versus dealing with all those Lionels and dying again.
Thilo burns a bush near start, finds level 8, and no doors to speak of. There's one.
Well, a dungeon with weaponry here, who would have known? But we'll see how much of level 8 here he can handle as he progresses through and finds more Zols.
Certainly not one of my favorites to dig early, but when you have 3 items to find in here and you currently have not much of them, you might just be tempted to dig a little bit, maybe find something good. Maybe some silvers to go with that bow.
Yeah, for sure. And on the left there, we got Stags yet again, spending lots of money on some bombs here, opting not to go buy that candle as of yet.
I think he's still just got enough, but he said, nope. Okay, here we go. I thought he was heading back up to Death Mountain. Oh, change of plans. Bomb this spot here. He does some quick math, decides not to run those hints. As Tilo takes a death in 8.
Yeah, the giant amount of red dark nuts in there with just a wood sword and no bombs. He did pick up a bomb pack and used one, but we'll see if he can get through it or opts to go around it this time. And on Steg's side, kind of surprising with just for the cost of one bomb, he could have saved, checked those hints, retried out of it, kept all his money, and just been down one bomb and up maybe 3 possibly good hints, or just 3 terribly funny community hints.
Again, he's probably thinking, I haven't actually found any of those dungeons with which to search for those items. Maybe I just want to get that done first.
And he gets the bad news. He is 1 rupee short.
I think he's going to stay here till he finds one. Gets a fairy instead.
The enemies being just absolutely rude here. Not a single rupee to be found.
Thilo bombs the hints at start. Runs the first one. Nothing worthwhile. Runs the second. Still nothing. I didn't catch if he did the middle one. Tilo's riches grow as he sticks around the dead woods for a bit to clear out the last of those spots. Meanwhile, Stag's heading back towards start.
Yep, and has the 77 needed. And on instant replay, taking a look, 0 for 3 on those hints. The first one was, sorry, I'm dead.
Stags looks like he thought about up and A-ing to go back to start. He says, I have half a heart, and there's a couple places to burn over here. But he's going back to start anyway.
Yeah, red levers, they are worse than velociraptors. They will sneak up on you from all directions all at once and just and put you to bed.
Now put yourself in the heads of these 2 runners. We're 21 minutes in. We've only seen a couple of dungeons, haven't really made much progress into any of them. No items to speak of, no Triforces. What are you thinking your opponent could be doing at this point?
Yeah, that's a big what if for sure. You're both of them are. You're going to know that they've seen the white sword. You've seen some dungeons for sure. Have they found the take any? Have they gotten that white sword and started progressing, finding items, finding a red ring to get them over through the overworld easier? A lot of that can be running through your head. The hardest thing is to push that away and play your game.
Tilo finds the game's first take any cave near start, grabs a heart. He has 4. And there's a second right south of it.
I would expect to see him go try and pick up this white sword here with 5 hearts in tow.
Stags was heading in the direction of those burn bushes. Unfortunately, took a death on Vanilla Start. Did not get to burn them, and he is not heading in that direction immediately right now. Looks like he's heading for Candle Row. And
at 5 hearts, we are able to pick up that white sword. So Tilo with an upgrade in offense now.
Certainly an upgrade over Stags, who still does not have any sword to speak of at 23 minutes.
Yeah, just some rough luck. We're going to find level 6 here on the corner of Candle Row here, and we'll see if Stags opts to do anything with it.
Another Dark Nut and Pole's Voice dungeon. Now, he could have pirouetted that key door in the lobby. He opted not to.
Yeah, and we did see Tilo do that. And with this offense here, taking down these red Dark Nuts, much, much simpler than he had in that previous dungeon.
And depending on items that Tilo might find in here, this could start putting him at a big advantage. Oh, unfortunately, he dead ends in a shoot room that's going the other way.
Yeah, the rudest kind of shoot rooms. When you walk in, it shutters behind you. You have no way to kill the enemies. You have no option but to up and A.
Stags finally progressing towards the northeast and might just get his wood sword as he approaches the 25-minute mark.
So meanwhile, Tilo is going to go ahead and opt out of digging that most likely pretty decent size level 6 there, and is going to continue his way down Candle Row here.
Very interesting potion prices today. Deep discount on the blue at just 25, and red has rolled all the way up to 82.
Yeah, do you go for the special, or do you go ahead and spend the extra money if you're loaded at least?
Tilo makes it to Vanilla 1, past those red Lionels that hassled Stags earlier, and just finds a little bit of cash there. Stags imminently approaching the sword space. Can he get to it on a heart and a half? Throws down a bomb, and he's going to drop another one. So close. And he makes it in, grabs his sword, and he's ready to start making some headway against some enemies here.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of feels bad, but it feels good at the same time to finally get that offense. Meanwhile, thanks Oog37 for the raid. Welcome Raiders into the group stage of the 2023 Zelda 1 Randomizer Rookie Rumble.
Tilo burning through the forest, desperately searching for a dungeon that wants to let him get past more than just a few rooms.
Yeah, level 1 or 2 would be fantastic right now, just from a small kind of dungeon perspective, depending on enemy set. And those two specifically are still outstanding, along with 5 and 7.
And as you're getting through more and more of these, you finally have bombs and candles. You're opening these hidden locations and whittling down your list of overworld locations. You start to get this thought in your head: I still have to find 6 or 7 dungeons. How many of them could be item blocked?
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And unfortunately, Tilo, no bombs in hand, so he wasn't able to check the coast as of yet, but does come across some bomb droppers, although he's going to fall just a little bit short here on his global.
Stags decides to head back into level 4, pirouettes the bomb door open there in the lobby, as Tilo finds level 2, the lowest numbered dungeon we've found so far today. Stags quickly reminded what sent him away from level 4 earlier, that nasty room, the spiral room with the orange whiz robes, and says, oh right, I will come back to that later.
Yeah, that one's still pretty rough. We saw some nice masterclass from Tilo to even get through to that transport the first time.
As Tilo stared longingly across the water at a map, takes the long way around to go pick it up. And I think this is our first dungeon map we're seeing today. And our first dungeon item is a heart.
Well, hearts are never going to be frowned upon here, as Stags does come across the first of the take any's here, and should immediately find that second one here momentarily, possibly getting down to that white sword here. Not too far behind Tilo, all things considered.
25 minutes to get his first sword, but less than 5 later, he will probably have his second.
So this level 2 kind of reminds me of E.T. sitting on the couch or on the floor playing his own version of Zelda back in the day.
I can see that as Tilo comes up the west side of level 2, finds a path, picks up some bombs, and goes to head to head in a blue Guerrilla room filled with turrets. But
yeah, if the blue Guerrillas aren't sniper enough, you got the quad turrets going in there as well, and just that extra little bit of fun.
This is where those bombs that he picked up 2 rooms ago are going to come in handy. Because the level, as level 2 often does, it demands some bomb holes to advance.
Yeah, luckily the bomb hole's usually not as big of an issue as the level 1 key blocks that tend to get thrown our way. Yeah, so we're still looking for a second floor item. Picked up that floor heart early in the dungeon here, and of course, we're gonna have to take out a 4-headed Gleeok to progress.
That is a rough enemy to come up against this early, but Tilo is just dancing around him. Takes 2 heads. Takes a third, says, I have enough hearts to just kind of jump in here and go for the last one. And he does it. No item. There's the item. And a good one.
Right. Yeah, Juan not going to be frowned on at all here.
As he quickly puts it to work against these blue gorillas, staying a little bit back, hopefully out of boomerang range. And there's his Triforce. He's got 2 items.
Maybe looking for like a real quick access free key.
Not necessarily a bad call, and these ropes will be quick to clear. Might just give him one. Meanwhile, Stags, 5 hearts, white sword. Tilo's got to be careful here. It's a rectangular moat room with bubbles. Oh, and he picks up a clock, unfortunately. He's going to have to spend one of those keys just to get out of that room. Does not find a key on the other side. This plan of his quickly backfired. He's going to have to be careful here that he doesn't get bubble stunned and knocked into one of those hands with the Triforce just a couple rooms back.
Just saw him take a look at the map there. I'm wondering if maybe he forgot that he picked up that heart early in the dungeon and was looking for a second item.
That might just be the case, but he does grab that Triforce. And he is out of level 2 unless he decides to hop back in. Oh, he's done. All right.
So Tilo, the first of our racers to get on the board with the Triforce. Just over 30 minutes to find it. But now that we have repeatable offense here, white sword in hand, we've got some hearts in play, we've got a candle, we have to start seeing some more levels show up and some more items for progression to come along with them.
Stags making the call to return to Death Mountain. He is just a couple rupees shy of blue ring range, and those Lionels give him another nasty reminder of just how fearsome tonight's overworld is.
Yeah, and being that close to that blue ring here, got to wonder if he's going to try and work towards those rupees to just go ahead and get that. With yeah, we've seen a lot of nasty overworld deaths tonight on both sides.
And it looks like I looked away for half a second, and Tilo decided to pick up a blue ring himself.
And then immediately finds the arrow shop here down on the coast, and with that bow in hand would be nice, but not quite enough money as of yet. We'll see if he can get there.
With the coast now clear, Tilo probably looking at his map, figuring out what he has left to check, and decides to take a gamble with his few remaining coins, and it pays off huge.
Plus 57 gets him nearly all the way to where he's looking for here. It's 74, I think it was. Yeah, 74.
I thought for half a second he was going to gamble again. Oh. Stags eyeing that blue ring longingly, 3 rupees shy. Both our runners now in Death Mountain. Is there a level hiding up here?
Our third take-in he is. Now, Stags does have the cash after a 5 rupee pickup here, but does not opt to go back. We'll see if he can maintain that cash or if one of our old men decides to steal a little bit.
Ooh, he finds the other set of hints.
Level 5 for Tilo here.
Another Darknut dungeon. Could it be the all Darknut race and commentary is going to have a full 5 Darknut dungeons tonight?
Well, the rando does have its fair share of jokes that we've been seeing here, so that would be very funny to see.
As Tilo fights these Darknuts across a ladder block, no item drops. And he is gonna head out of 5. Is he... Yep, he's just gonna scroll to the rest of it.
And Stag's out of bombs, not going to be able to see that location as of yet. We'll see which way he goes. He's going to pick up more bombs.
Oh ho ho! Perhaps a very smart move that could pay off if there is a level up here. I think this is the last spot, and Tilo finds no more levels. I think both are runners, but Tilo, especially with a few more caves bomb open, is definitely starting to get worried that some of our locations are blocked, either on raft spots, power bracelet, or recorder lake.
Yeah, we're getting really tight on open locations at this point as we find our fourth take any. Or no, that was Tilo on that other one. That was the same one Stag saw earlier.
Stag's now in Central Death Mountain, finds some rupees, but he's full, so he'll leave those behind for later. But immediately hits a door repair, and might just go ahead and pick it up now.
Yeah, absolutely no reason to have to come back up here. No reason not to take it at this point here. I'm going to leave a few on the floor.
Stag's heading back into the western part of Death Mountain. Think he might be heading to buy a blue ring now.
There we go. Stag's got a little bit of bling on him to follow along with Tilo as Tilo does pick up his wooden arrows.
Now, he hasn't seen anything indicating there is a block, but at this point, with a few levels still hiding away, he wants to be prepared for anything that might get thrown his way.
And we got level 7 down here at the Forgotten spot.
Oh, could 7 be the key to unlocking the rest of this seed? And if so, why?
Yeah, seven's an interesting one all the time. Thanks for the hint, old man. Stags needed it, so he'll appreciate that once he gets there, but I don't like the river room.
At least he gets a map telling him most of the rest of the dungeon is this way, but he's only got one chance here to overcome a possible ladder block if this spot bombs. He's thinking about it. Does he want to spend the bomb? Oh, looks like he decides not to. But he keeps going. Maybe he will find another way around. Or not.
Very interesting. We'll see how Tilo handles this as he only has 2 bombs himself and is about to come across the same map.
I think there are a couple of rooms over on the left there. Potentially one of them might have a transport staircase to the rest of the dungeon, as that spot does bomb open. But oh. Wow, level 7, doing all sorts of level 7 things today, as it has 3 straight rooms that are blocking our runners from making any northerly progress.
Yeah, at this point, the only hope is that little jut off to the left there of 8 rooms has a transport that can get them around or some items here for them.
Chat speculating that level 1 is power bracelet blocked. I am also liking that idea.
Yeah, it could definitely make for some interesting dungeon digs here as we would look for a power bracelet for sure.
Tilo drops his last bomb. It does pay off and gives him at least one more room to check, but he's going to have to spend a key to do it. And Stags returns to level 4 against this room he's faced many times. This time he's going to make it through. And get some bombs on the way.
And Tilo's seen enough of level 7 as far as he can go and has opted to get it the heck out of Dodge.
Meanwhile, Stags gets a little bit deeper into level 4. It looks like it's going to let him make a little bit of progress, but it is going to come at the cost of a Wizrobe room. He's down to a heart.
Yeah, Wizrobe room with the blue and the reds, with the quad shooter room as well. Never a good time, and we're about to see some red Wizrobes again.
Stags very smartly running into the orange Wizrobe to take that half a heart hit, as opposed to the 2 hearts he would take if they hit him with a beam. Good use of those bombs to clear out those Vires.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. That was very, very nice. And yet another old man telling us where the level is while we're in the level.
Stags with a few more bombs than last time. He's going to drop them on these Wizrobes and make much shorter work of them. And manages to find another door for trouble.
And what happened to this map?
Of course it's triple segmented. Of course.
And he's going to have to spend his only key to get out into this section of the segment.
Oh, but it looks like he has an item staircase finally.
The book, we're going to keep the book there for sure. He doesn't have the wand yet, so he's not going to be impacted by the fire coming off of it. And it is all the maps for all of the dungeons, which will be great as he goes to re-explore here.
Ooh, the useless moat room full of orange Wizzies. Stags gets around them, gets into a more comfortable position. He's going to clear them out.
What a vicious room. Comes in, gets just wand blasted to the face by the Wizzies there. Sent back to the start. Meanwhile, Tito's still trying to find his path through level 6 here. Slowly but surely moving around and finding rooms. Not getting any payoff yet.
He is finally up the middle of that chute we saw earlier. Looks like he's going to keep digging in 6. He's well armed and armored to do it. Meanwhile, Stags goes back into 4 again. It's a bit of a trek to get back to that third segment where most of the level is. And all he's going to find when he gets there is more Wizrobes ready to put up a fight. Oh, and of course an item and a Triforce, but...
Well, Tilo comes across the Triforce here in 6, so an interesting predicament for him. Does he go ahead and take it or continue to look? And it looks like he wants to maybe go on.
Yeah, he says, I need items. It's 47 minutes, and there is still so much to find. I'm not leaving 6 with just a Triforce.
Well, possible item room here for Tilo while Stags opts to use that last key and go north into this one-off room here. Gonna see a couple land modes here, but we'll see if he tries to take them out.
It could be his floor drop in 4. He successfully clears one out. He'll go out and back in to get rid of the other. Just a compass.
Well, knowledge of where the Triforce is here. Meanwhile, Tilo did explore some rooms around, got ladder locked going north into a Chevy room. Does opt to go ahead and take the Triforce and try to find a different route.
Looked like he was running away for a second, said, you know what, let me try that one last room. It did not bomb, and he is back on the overworld. Where is he going to go next?
Now, Stags just went through a Gleeok room here, or not a Gleeok, like a Goma room here, and does not have arrows yet, so was not able to test and see if that might be our last item. And here we go for Tilo. The decision's been made. Level 8, and it's a lure of 3 items too high, and he is going to take a lookie in here.
And he is well equipped to handle it. He's got the arrows to take out these Pulse Voices very quickly. White Sword will finish off the Gibdos pretty fast as well. And if he finds Dark Nuts, he'll handle them when he comes upon them.
All right, staircase for Tilo here, and we got our first item, which is a heart.
Stags, meanwhile, down to the last few rooms in level 4, but they are vicious as he finds an incredibly challenging set of rooms here. Pancakes, Wizrobes, Bubbles, and they unfortunately send him back to the start.
Yeah, I think that one looks like it might have been enough for him here. He's going to at least leave for now. We'll see if he wants to do a heart refill or go ahead and try some other locations first.
I think level 8 here looks a little bit like E.T. got off the couch and is trying to use the remote control to change the channel.
Well, mom needs to watch Oprah, and the input needs to be changed back.
Tilo finds a Goma, has the wood arrows. It's going to take a few hits here. Clears it out to find nothing. Stags had a little bit of Death Mountain left unexplored. He says maybe one of the lower number dungeons is going to be here. He finds 5.
So we just got a hint. Recorder is in level 1. So if and when we find level 1, we know it's not under Recorder Lake.
But the chances it's under either a raft spot or a power bracelet spot are pretty high at this point, as there are very few places on the overworld that hasn't been checked by at least one of our runners tonight.
No, exactly. I would love to see it on a raft spot too, knowing that that is hard ladder blocked on the coast.
Tonight's seed making what looks to be quite a complex puzzle for our runners. Which one is going to be the first to crack the code and find the first and potentially a string of items necessary to unlock the rest of the seed.
Exactly. It's and even if a runner ever looks a little behind, all it takes is that one lucky dig of the correct level to really put you on a spiral towards victory here. So Tilo's getting a lot of this 8 explored. We'll see if we can come across something else as we do find a second staircase.
Stags, unfortunately, bails from 5. Can't make any more progress there right now. He's going to finish the rest of Death Mountain here, and then he's going to have some hard decisions to make.
Well, this is the other side of our transport or our second item, and we got a heart.
2 hearts in 8 so far. As much as our runners are probably very desperate to find some unblocking items here, this seed is not giving them up very easily.
Not at all. And even as these hearts come in, we see Tilo one shy of being magical sword eligible. We still don't even know where the magical sword is.
At this point, I think we've seen all the levels except for 1, and I don't think... Have we seen level 9?
Yeah, level 9 was that open cave just left of the start down in the southwest.
Oh, right. So, just 1 being elusive tonight, with its 3 items.
Well, Tilo's quickly narrowing down where this item could possibly be located at this point. He is down to a couple rooms north of here, and then that eastern little jut out.
Now, he's got a couple of ladder blocks here in 8. Is there a way around them? There might be, but it's going to cost him a key. Gives him 1. Meanwhile, Stags in 2, he'll find a heart, and I think he got the hint that there's a wand in here as well.
Oh, buddy, we just got the floor item in 8, and it is the power bracelet. We'll see if it's required. Yeah, Tilo leaving 8 after picking up his 3rd Triforce here, immediately wrapping over into the grave, most likely coming up here to the grave power bracelet check.
Stags does a side pirouette to continue to make progress in this level 2. Because he has no bombs, and he's going to find out very quickly that he needs one to make progress to the north here. Luckily, he gets some off these gorillas.
Well, our first power bracelet check was a reward of lose some money. All right, so Tilo up here in East Death Mountain has not cleared this yet. We already know there's nothing but a couple medium secrets.
Now, Stags is going to make it deeper into level 2, but he is going to find he has a little bit of a fight to do here against this 4-headed Gleeok on half a heart. And it does not go well for him. Stags up against the Gliok again, has a little bit more health this time. Can he pull it off?
And we got Tilo back here into level 7 now. Some more bombs in hand. We'll see if he can find progress to the left as we were ladder blocked to the north going east.
Stags dancing around these Gliok heads and beams. And he does a beautiful job clearing it out. He's going to get a wand as a reward, and very quickly a Triforce, and he will be done in 2. And then he's going to have to think about where he wants to go next.
No, absolutely, yeah. Very, very nicely done. Got his health refill, went back in, renewed, and was able to pull it off greatly. Tilo is going to find the staircase here, and we have found the red ring in level 7.
And nobody's going to turn their nose up at a red ring, but at the same time, he was probably hoping for something a little more silver-colored.
Yeah, silver-colored, maybe some wood that we can use to cross some water. One of those kind of things would work out well. This is the last room I think he has access to in this dungeon before we are ladder blocked.
Stags decides level 3 will be his next target. He has not been in here yet as he picks up a key out of that first room.
All right, now while he's going through here, we got our next power bracelet check coming in here by Tilo, and we're going to find Mags.
Tilo 1 heart shy of the minimum. And you really have to wonder, is level 1 going to be under one of the last 2 power bracelet spots? Tilo making an interesting purchase, picks up a key to double the number that he has to 2 out of the 3rd power bracelet spot. And he's going to head straight for number 4. Meanwhile, Stags going up against some blue whizzies.
Down to 1 heart, down to 3 of them. Opts to go ahead and save the room. Not a bad move here. And we find level 1.
Tilo probably breathing a huge sigh of relief that it's not going to be a search for a ladder to pick up. And there's that tutor right away. He does not need to immediately search for the ladder to unlock the raft spots. He will stay in level 1 through these gorillas. I don't think he's leaving without 3 items and a Triforce.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to see a full clear unless the game says you're not allowed.
Stags clears out a shoot room only to find that the Triforce is blocking his way out. So he'll have to pick that up. Is he going to stay in here? Ooh.
And Tilo Y forces himself there, runs right into the Triforce. We will most likely see him pop right back in as well.
Absolutely. He says, I need 3 items. Give me the ladder. Give me the silvers. But at this point, the ladder very likely in here. Or it could be in this 3 here. As Stags reaches a key door with 0 keys. And gets the unfortunate news that he cannot progress any further here unless he clears out these whiz robes, and maybe they give a key, or the room beyond them has something.
Yeah, Seed continues to be unkind. Very, very unkind here so far.
As he low healths a bunch of whiz robes, no bombs. And unfortunately, it's going to kick him back to the lobby again. Is he going to stay in 3? Is he going to wrestle up some bombs? Looks like he's going elsewhere. Tilo finds the push block in 1. It's just a banana.
Yeah, a lot of mixed reviews on banana usage here. Tilo clearly not a fan, as I've seen him repeatedly instant walk away from both colors. And that solves our key problems, as the any key is our other 4 item in 1.
Not bad, but it's not a ladder. And I'm starting to think the ladder might be on the other side of that key door that Stags couldn't open, but Tilo certainly can at this point, as he decides to pick up a blue potion for cheap.
Yeah, already had a red potion, needed a refill after that dungeon, went ahead and just used one of the potions and got a nice $25 refill.
He's going to go ahead and hop into this level 3. He'll be able to make a lot more progress with all the keys in the world.
Yeah, all the keys in the world, 9 hearts, red ring. Pretty good position for him to be in right now. Looking to be quite fair in a decent lead right now, but as we know, things can still turn around at any time, and level 9 does level 9 things.
Now this is the Triforce room for Tilo. If he stands on the left here, he's going to have no choice but to pick it up. But he picks it up anyway.
Yeah, maybe not feeling like having to re-clear that room a second time, and just going back in for the heck of it afterwards to get these items. Or not. So we're whistling off to 6, and we'll see where he's going now. Maybe around the 4 here.
That triple segmented 4 that Stags wasn't entirely able to finish off. Stags looks like he's fundraising, I would think maybe for a key at this point, but his first couple attempts at gambling have not gone well for him.
Oh, look at Stags playing the money-making game here. Going to get enough cash and is going to immediately go back over and buy this arrow.
Tilo already in segment 2 of 3 in this level 4. It's only a 2x2, so he'll be out of this area pretty quick. As he finds the map, bombs up, and he'll find the path that takes him to the most of this dungeon on the left side there.
Yeah, we're still missing the floor item here, so he's going to be clearing that. Obviously, also looking for the Triforce, which we know is at the bottom of the E column.
Stags hopped into 8, didn't like what he found so far. He's going to run out. Is he running out for a fairy fill to head back in, or going elsewhere? He is going elsewhere.
Well, kind of unfortunate for Stags, as we know he definitely needs to dig pretty deep up into that 8 to be able to find that power bracelet, as Tilo's going to go ahead and get all his maps in the form of a book. Oh, interesting. Stags must have retried out early after picking up that bow and didn't have the bow the entire time since he didn't have the arrows, and made a beeline to go pick it back up.
Now, he went back to level 3, but he has a key block he's got to overcome. Meanwhile, Tilo down to about half dozen rooms in level 4, but most of them are toughies, filled with whiz robes. He's still pretty full on health, got a nice set of bombs. So he is some combat away from the floor item here and the Triforce. As Stags gets the unfortunate reminder that 3 wants a key out of him, although there is that one locked door that he could get into if he managed to clear those whiz robes in 3, but who knows what would be in there. Unfortunately, not in any key, which he would need to make further progress in 3. He decides to go back into 8.
Yeah, so definitely the right call as far as making progress to get into that level 1 in his last level he needs to locate. Yeah, not much else left outside those silver arrows hiding out there somewhere that we'd be looking for outside of that ladder too.
Meanwhile, Tilo finishes off this branch of the 3rd segment. He's only got a couple rooms left. One has a floor drop for him, and of course the other has the blinking Triforce.
Oh, he finds the 4 item. It was a heart container, those blue lamolas there, and we're going to have to take out some pancakes to pick up our Triforce and be wrapped up here in 4. So Tilo making some quick work here. We're down to levels 5 and 7, and looks like he's making a play towards going back up towards either or, most likely 5. Stag's making his way down here in level 8, kind of retracing what we saw Tilo do a little bit ago here. With that bow and arrow in hand, Goma's not a big issue here. We'll see him take these out. So now that Tilo has all the keys, we're able to get into these key doors, no issue here in level 5, and see if we can make some progress finally.
Yeah, this seed being very stingy with keys tonight, making it almost a required any key. But if Stags wants his own, he's going to have to stay in here long enough to find the power bracelet and then take it to unlock level 1.
Tilo sees the allure of this there, but unfortunately it is our level 5 transport.
Stags making good progress here in 8.
Tilo goes over a room, another open stair, other end of the transport. Triforce located in the tea room here. As we're definitely going to be looking for our items here in 5 at this point. Need a ladder to make progress in 7 at this point.
And yeah, the chat pointing out that Triforce is actually ladder blocked, not by the T-mode itself, but by a river in the room prior to it. So just to get into that room from the proper side, you need a ladder, or you could clip into it.
That's right. It was a right side ladder, right side mode in that bottom floor. I did forget all about that. So yep, here we go. It's the great search for our ladder.
As Stags gets the hint about the recorder in 1, he was down to 0 keys for a second, gets 1, which he's going to have to immediately spend here if he wants to get these last 2 rooms in this part.
Yeah, on the right side here, we got Tilo finding all the keys he doesn't need that Stags would love to see right now. But no items yet.
He's got about a half a dozen rooms left up here. Ladder's got to be in one of them, right?
He did opt out of 3 before clearing items. So we definitely could have to go back into 3 for another dip.
A heart.
Yeah, it puts him up to 11 now. So lots and lots of heart here going on. But we have a possible staircase here. Let's see what's, if anything, the Gibdos are hiding here.
Stags is going to find another heart container in 8, which signals he's not too far away from that power bracelet that he's going to need to get to level 1.
All right, here we go. A Goma blocked item here in the staircase. We'll see if, yeah, he's just going to wisely take it out. We got the bow and arrows. No need to try and force this clip, which can be rather rough to do.
Oh, finds only a red candle in 5, and it looks like it is going to be 3 for the ladder.
Yeah, that's kind of brutal there. Nice dig here, and it made absolute sense in his position at this point, but just not getting rewarded at all outside of that heart. So I'm gonna have to make a return trip up here again to pick up this Triforce after we finally come across that ladder. Meanwhile, over here in level 8, Stags going to go ahead and take that Triforce prior to picking up that power bracelet. But he is going back in.
Whew, that was close. That would have greatly limited his options. He might have been thinking to take that single key to level 3. As Tilo does my favorite trick, takes the up and A refill.
Yeah, absolutely a great time saver. You're filling up on the fly, you bop into things, you're still filling up until you finally get there. And here's level 3 again.
Yep, he recorders straight there. He is not leaving here without a ladder.
Well, the first runner to get through that blue wizrobe mess there and gets rewarded with the key he doesn't need. But to the room to the right, no, never mind, just another key.
Which is funny because if Stags had cleared that room and gotten in there, he would have had 2 keys. He would have been able to progress in 3. Would have immediately needed that next key just to go another room. Although this room could very well be our ladder. Oh wait, no, this was the room Stags checked earlier. It does not push. He needs a key. Tilo has all the keys. Keeps on going. He's half a dozen rooms away from finding a ladder. It's not going to be in that one. Or rather, it could be if it bombs from the top. Because does it drop its item in the corner? In that weird moat room? There's a floor heart.
Well, now it doesn't drop an item because we got that floor heart. But yeah, man, we're down to 2 rooms here that will be our staircase. One of these, most likely this one at this point.
And of course, one last challenge for Tilo to clear very quickly with his fiery wand. There is his ladder. He's going to go back to 5 and 7 real quick. Pick up those Triforces.
Yeah, so Tilo in a really, really good position now. 5's going to be a quick clear, just a shoot room real fast. 7, it's been a minute since we've been there. I can't remember if we've seen the Triforce or if we were just ladder blocked going north up that side.
And I think, is there still an outstanding item in 7? There was the red ring in there.
There sure is. Yeah, we got the red ring in the staircase, but the floor item does still exist somewhere.
Now the question is, if Tilo gets a quick Triforce in 7, is he going to keep digging it or try and head straight to 9?
That's a great question. And there's still both items in 6 outstanding as well, so that's got to be in the back of the mind. But question in chat: how far behind does Tilo feel? A late required ladder never feels great, but after seeing how hard this is, you have to kind of take that into consideration. So I would say that he's probably understanding that this has not been a free seed at all. But honestly, it's really hard to determine. And there's that hint that tells you need a power bracelet.
Yes, this was a seed with multiple intricate pieces to unlock. So it was not a matter of there was a single right or best path. There were a couple of ways for our runners to approach it, so... Yeah,
exactly. And as you've mentioned before, we've been key-starved throughout. The only reason Tilo wasn't quite as key-starved is he did buy a key a time or two as the seed progressed, where Stags has spent all that extra money he's had on bombs. As we get a very quick Triforce for Tilo here in 7, and we are definitely leaving that 4 item for later.
It looks like Stags bailed from 8 before getting the power bracelet.
Yeah, very unfortunate. Stags just having a bad run of luck with trying to locate things and get there. He is going to take a look at the potion prices finally and find out 2 Pepsis is better than a Coke.
And he is up in this northeast area. He has 3 keys. So you're going to hop back into level 3 and find the ladder.
You called it. We're back into 3. He's got very few rooms left. We'll see if on full hearts and potion if he opts to try and do this blue Wizzy room. If he does, he's going to ultimately get rewarded with a couple extra keys. But as we know, it's not actually necessary in order to get our items.
Now, unfortunately, finding this ladder in here might send Stags over to the coast item to pick up the raft and try those in hopes of finding level 1.
No, you're absolutely right. If I had options on getting that raft without having to find the power bracelet, and I can get there, I'm probably going to do that myself. So a little cleanup here for Tilo, a really quick Triforce, and looks like based on how he's been moving around, we're going to be looking for some silvers and 9. So we'll be heading there shortly. It's right back by start.
We'll see if that ends up being the right call. It could cost him some time. He does have a fairly sizable lead over Stags, as Stags is going to find his ladder in this room here once he clears out the land molas.
So Tilo doing a little initial inventory on the mapping here, just kind of hedging down where the open spaces are, and going to get in here, and we can only go right out of the start as Stags gets that ladder. With Tilo looking for a staircase item, opting to walk through the staircases, you get a 2-for-1 when you do that. You've eliminated 2 possibilities as a result. So we'll be bouncing all over this map most likely as we look for these 2 staircases that have our items.
And sure enough, it looks like Stags is gonna run over, pick up the raft.
I guess the good news here for Stags is with the location of where the raft is, it is a really quick check for at least one of them here.
The other one's not super far from start, so it's only going to cost him a minute or 2 here, but that is a minute or 2 he does not necessarily have, as Tilo could be very quickly reaching the end of this seed if the silvers are indeed at 9.
Exactly. For Stags here, he's going to have to very quickly find out that raft is not the way forward, and as he's repeatedly getting slow-mood over here. Oh my goodness, that's number 3. If he could ever make it back off this raft island, he needs to try and hope for silvers to not be in 9 and come across them during his excursions here around the overworld.
Tilo finds a bait block, bombs through it.
The items continue to elude him as we get into Transport 3, which take us to that one-off room that we had already been next to that we know goes nowhere.
Stags, meanwhile, back to start. Looks like he's going to walk to the other raft spot. It's not going to give him any good news. Or, nope, he's going to divert back up here to level 4 again.
Yeah, kind of surprising since he walked past the ferry, he didn't take that that potion, or that top off. But the kidnapped awaits in the southwest of the skull. Very nice scent for Tilo here.
Well, he's got the compass, so she's already blinking at him. But she might be a long way off, depending on whether he can find the silvers in here or not. Otherwise, he's still got a few places to check.
Yeah, very good call. I'm terrible at noticing the compass on the screen if I don't.
Oh, me too. Oh, absolutely. If I was actually playing this, there would be no way I would see that right now.
All right, so we got some backtracking happening up here. We've lost a little forward progression here. We'll see which way he's going to move this time.
Level 9 not getting the memo to ease up on our runners after a particularly rough seed. It is keeping that momentum going and says this is going to be a true test for both our runners tonight.
No, absolutely. I'll be very interested to kind of get an idea of where averages are aligning on these finish times. But as everybody's been playing through and doing a lot of the daily races and such, we've seen some really good times coming out. So being over an hour 30 and still not 100% sure if we're even in go mode yet, it is kind of alarming if I was a runner.
No, I know from the times our group's already had and from times I've seen in other seasons, this is definitely getting to be one of the longer ones, especially with two very talented, skillful runners here. It's definitely, I would say, the toughest one I've seen all tournament.
Yeah, it has definitely been very rough, but we got another staircase and another transport. Number 4.
Now, Tilo has all the keys, but he's only got one bomb left. Let's see if that's going to be a factor, as he finds gorillas, but not the color that drops bombs. As Stags gets the unfortunate news that it's just a heart remaining for. He'll grab the Triforce, never come back, but then he is going to have to make another tough choice as to where to go next.
Oh man, Tilo uses the bomb to get into this last room here in the northeast. Does get rewarded with some gorillas. Is not going to get rewarded with any bomb. Or he does. He got a bomb pack.
Oh, at the last drop.
Fantastic. The block did not push, but still got a fresh top off here. We'll have a little renewed vigor as we go around bombing some more walls.
Now, if you're Stags at this point, you are probably eyeing the race time room every 30 seconds, fully expecting that your opponent might finish this off. And every minute that goes by, you start to get the thought in your head, maybe this really is as hard as it seems like it is.
No, exactly. I know that's exactly how I've felt in both my races, to be quite honest, so far. So very nice reverse clip by Tilo to get through this turnstile room as he continues his progression down the east side of the map, looking for some staircases. Tilo goes in that room, nopes back out, realizes he saw the bombs in one of the Stalfos here, goes back in, gets that 4-pack refill.
Stags chooses level 6 to go to. Now, this is the one where I believe Tilo has not found the items from either. We could find the silvers here.
Yeah, for Stag's sake, this has got to be what works for him here. He's got to find the silvers, progress through everything else very quickly, come to the realization 8's to play for the power bracelet. It's really daunting right now, but I mean, I've seen some crazy stuff in this rando over time. Even though I've only been playing shortly, I've been watching for a few years.
Absolutely. Until you have the silvers, being in level 9 doesn't mean all that much.
Come on, game. Staircase number 5, transport. And level 9 just continues to refuse to give up the goods here. Just neither item located. We're down to 4 possible stairs left. 2 of them will be our transport 6. The other 2 will be those staircase items. Well, I hear that roar, and Tilo immediately walks away from that that door. Does not want to get locked in with Ganon as of yet, as we have no means with which to finish him off.
Now, the question is, has he checked the rooms on the other side of that, or do we have a bomb through Ganon to get to the silvers. Or at least the items in 9, whatever they are. He finds something silverish, but it ain't straight.
Oh, and you hate to see it because now you're down to the 50-50, the one item left, right? Oh, here we go, another staircase immediately, but it's our last transport.
The odds are now saying silvers are elsewhere, but Tilo is still hoping they're here. If they are, he'll be done this seed very quickly.
Yeah, I think at this point he's seen the majority of this dungeon. I think southeast corner still remains, if I'm not mistaken. We took a transport down there, and I haven't seen him get back that way yet.
Another lucky set of bombs in that Stalfos for Tilo as he was out. And despite this being a Guerrilla dungeon, the orange ones have not been plentiful.
Yeah, exactly. You would like to see some more bomb drops. Oh, there's a few of them, but yeah, we're super low on options here. Let's see where he ultimately ends up. Yeah, he's gotten to the other side of Ganon here, and yeah, there's that map, bottom right.
As Tilo was in the room just north of Zelda with her door, he's got a few more rooms left to check. And
oh man, that's brutal.
He is going elsewhere, as that could mean that Stags is in the right dungeon to find the silvers. Could they be this right here? No.
Oh man, and I've been trying to keep an eye on Stags as well. I'm not sure if he picked up a floor item in 6 as of yet, but definitely not the staircase. Yep, and as assumed here, level 6 going to be to play for Tilo. 2 of the 3 remaining checks for him in this dungeon.
As we get a look at what Stags has done here in level 6, he's still got most of a column left to explore there.
So Tilo immediately gets up to the top here, is going to find this staircase that gets a little excitement going. You're like, oh my gosh, got the item already, and we're going to see that heart for him in a moment. By the way, level 6 also has a level 6 hint for it.
Doesn't even want the time of day with that heart. Although it would have guaranteed him Magical Sword had he picked it up, but he says, I just need silvers. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah, I'd say at this point, mindset-wise, he's probably thinking, oh my gosh, am I really been close with my opponent this whole time? Did they not gamble on silver in 9 and have since located it in a different dungeon? Not realizing he's got a 4 Triforce lead at this point.
And it is possible Stags is going to find the silvers in here first, assuming they are in here. But Tilo won't be far behind if they are, and then he will be going straight to 9 with full knowledge of Ganon and Zelda.
Yeah, unfortunately for Stags here, the window is definitely getting really closed at this point. Even if silvers do if the silvers do ultimately show up here, he's still got to get back in the 8 all the way to the back to get the power bracelet, clean up the other dungeons, and do one on top of it all. While Tilo just has to pick up silvers. If they're not here, the odds on Stags going back to level 7 is pretty slim, I'd say. Bomb upgrade purchase for Tilo there. It's a +5 at 113.
Might as well. That'll be more bombs than he will likely need for the rest of this seed. And chat saying that we must have missed that it was a floor heart in 6, which is why Stags took the Triforce and left.
There we go. Yep. Tilo showing it to us right away as well. So level 7 floor item is our play at this point. So we're off to 7. Never feels good to full clear a seed, but here we go.
Yeah, I might have done that in 2 of my 3 races, and didn't work out for me.
It is kind of nice to know and have all the items, but yeah, exactly. Having those full clears just does kind of feel bad here. We'll see where this ultimately ends up being. Oh, that's right. Stags hasn't really messed around in 7. Doesn't have that red ring yet, so might be rewarded with that here shortly.
Both are runners with enough hearts to guarantee mags, but likely neither of them will be picking it up, as Stags does get that red ring.
Yeah, agreed. Mag's just kind of out of the way, and honestly, with red ring, 14 hearts, and a white sword, not really necessary. But we have Tilo. He's cleared the entire bottom here. He took the transport. He's up at the very top now. Killing all the droppable rooms here. Just looking for those silvers, which we know are somewhere in this dungeon.
Stags grabs the Triforce. Will he stay in 7 or look elsewhere? He still has plenty to find, including a dungeon.
Yeah, it did turn around and go back in. So as Tilo's slowly snaking back and forth across the top of this map coming down. So we're going to find it here soon. So Tilo trying to use strats where he's using both the wand and the white sword to take this guy down, but the flames just keep getting in the way. Opposite just go back to the white sword and gets rewarded with a nickel.
Both our runners down to just a handful of rooms here in 7. And there they are, just 3 keys stood in the way.
Yeah, all those fun enemies we were taking down, Patra's disappearing in different parts of the dungeon, and then 3 keys just holding on to some silver arrows like that. Gotta love it.
Tilo wastes no time heading straight back into 9. He has a full set of potions. He will immediately pop 1 before he walks into any other rooms. He does not want anything slowing him down on his way to Ganon.
Yep, on his way to Ganon, gonna take a little walk past where Zelda's at, and he's got his path figured out. He is walking with a purpose here, so we'll see some bacon here shortly.
And in an hour and 50 minutes, if you're Tilo, you're probably thinking, my opponent's still going, but he could very well be fighting Ganon right now. I could be right behind him. He could be right behind me. I cannot waste a second here.
Well, here we go. Ganon live action, and full set of hearts here. Should be no issue. Going to take some safety strats here on the left side, and got him locked. Oh, so close. Got him locked a couple times, but got away. One swing away, I do believe. There it is.
As he races back and forth over that Triforce, he is eager to make it to Zelda. She's only a couple rooms away. Everyone, get your GGs in chat for tonight's winner, Thilotilo, with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour and 52 minutes exactly.
Just absolutely amazing. What a mess of a seed here, and we're going to get an immediate forfeit from Stags, which I can't say I blame him here. This has been a bear of a seed here, and still having to even locate where level 1 is, plus clean up 5, which we know is ladder block. Yeah, not a good time. So get some GGs for Stags here. Very well ran by him for someone that just couldn't quite put it all together tonight. So we'll check with the runners here in a moment, see if they want to join us here in the booth and provide some thoughts on how this seed went for both of them.
And we are joined in the booth by tonight's winner, Thilotilo. Tilo, tell us all your thoughts on that seed. I'm sure you have plenty of them. We'll let you get started with whatever you want to talk about.
Honestly, the thing that gets me is I have no idea how this seed took that long. Like, there was nothing particularly challenging about it, I don't feel like. We had plenty of money. The combat wasn't particularly bad. You know, didn't have lots of rooms to deal with. It just, I'm not sure where so much time disappeared. The big thing that got me is the early bow may have actually hurt me because I kept ducking out of those the Dark Nut set dungeons because I was like, well, I don't want to deal with bunnies with a wood sword or a white sword. I'll wait till I have arrows to do that. And I couldn't find arrows, and as soon as I bought the blue ring, I found the arrow shop and had no money for it.
Yeah, and we'll note that both you and Stags did get off to a little bit of a slow start finding pretty much anything. The overworld was not very giving in the initial stages. Sword took a while, and the hearts necessary to pick up White Sword stayed quite hidden, so it was almost the half-hour mark, really, before this seed got underway. And then, even after at that point, it was quite the puzzle that both of you had to start putting together as to what was necessary to complete this one, as we also have Stags joining us tonight. Good GG's to Stags as well.
Yeah, thank you. GG's, Thilotilo. That was... I'm glad that you were finished as quickly as you were.
Oh man, that was yeah, thank you. I don't know I still don't understand this seed.
No, the seed just it did everything that it could to a modest level. It was deep items in dungeons, and of course the puzzle of the power bracelet blocked level 1. It was a little bit of a lot of things. A very good example of just the tough stuff that this Rookie Rumble flag set can throw at our runners. We get some very quick ones, but you can also have quite the slog, as this one turned out to be. And I think this is probably one of the longer races we have seen to date so far in this tournament. So definitely a tough challenge, and both of you should feel very good about what you accomplished here tonight.
I have done like 30 or 30 some odd of those practice seeds in the Discord, and a whole bunch on my and a whole bunch on the side, and I'm pretty sure this is the slowest time I have recorded among all of those. So I just could not believe that Stags hadn't finished. I was looking at it, the thing, like 30 minutes beforehand, because I just, yeah.
Yeah, we were speculating that you both probably had the thought in your head that your opponent was leagues ahead of you, although for a decent part of this race, that was not the case. So, Stags, at what point did the idea get into your head that you thought you might be pretty behind, and that you really needed to get lucky with a good item find?
About 8 seconds in. I really don't have too many words for this one, unfortunately. I messed up a few things really early. The save reset mix-up was just absolutely offensive, and it never got better.
So what happened with the save reset?
I had enough money for bombs. I thought that I had recently saved well after I'd picked up the bow, and then I used a bunch of bombs. So I tried to essentially save scum the bombs, and just got wiped out.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, and we had speculated what may have happened. I didn't realize you had lost the bow at that time until you went back way later once you picked up the arrows to pick the bow back up. But I didn't realize the gravity of how that went down for you there. That is rough.
Yeah, and then I got into 3 and saw the combat and thought, okay, well, let's just switch over to bow, because it took forever to find arrows also. And then let's switch over to bow, and why is this not coming up? Oh no. Oh no.
Now, we saw you go into that 3 a couple times, and you kept getting met with that unfortunate key block. 3, of course, ended up having our ladder, but the room that was preceding the key block had a bunch of blue Wizrobes who, if you had gotten through them, did have a key for you. And then, sure enough, the locked door to their side had a key in there as well, as usually that sort of thing happens.
Yeah, that room gave me some fits also. And just general bad bomb play, tough key decisions. I was pretty well on tilt from the get-go, and and you just don't make good decisions when you're at that stage.
But hey, you kept at it. You made some very good progress, and there has to be something said for when you're playing a seed and you're getting to the 2-hour mark, and that's a really long time for pretty much any flag set. But GG's to you both for keeping at it, and to Tilo for managing to put the puzzle together, albeit had to clear everything in order to get it done.
I do have one really big takeaway, happy, chin held high moment from this, and that was the 3-heart Gleeok fight that I was able to get through.
Yeah, we did call it out. You just danced around that 4-headed Gleeok, and that was a work of art, really.
I will take that and smile, and the next round through, or next match, if I can take out DK sitting right there in the comms booth, we have a 3-way tie. So there's a chance still.
And that was the funny thought you had earlier. I think that that would be hilarious, because that would put the 3 of you into a yet another race together, not only to determine first and second place, but of course to find out which of you two would advance automatically to the bracket stages. But at the same time, don't forget there is a last chance qualifier a week from this Saturday, and whichever of you does not automatically advance, I fully expect that will turn out to be a good shot for you to continue in this tournament, as I am also hoping to do.
Yeah, and just for full clarity for the audience out there, right now, Thilotilo at 2-1 after a group, done with all 3 of his. We got Stags at 1-1, and then yours truly here. I'm at 2-0, and Stags and I are the last remaining match this coming Saturday. So, yeah, a little bit on the line. If Stags wins, we got that 3-way tie. If I win, Tilo and myself on to the bracket. So it should be interesting. It's been a real fun group so far.
It has, and as the lone not Dragon Warrior Randomizer member of the group, I'm very happy to say I did pick up the vanilla game this week for the first time ever. I'm just about all the way through it. I think I only have to beat a couple hundred more battles to have enough experience to finish it off, and then who knows, maybe our paths will cross in some DWR in the future.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, absolutely agree there. So any final thoughts from either of the runners before we wrap up tonight?
I'm so glad the 2 of you could be the ones on comms, so we had a full Darknut production today. So thank you, and thank you for coming. Thank you OpnoPoint for restream or for tracking, and thank you SpeedGaming for offering the restream.
Yeah, thank you, GG's again, Thilotilo, and thanks all of you for spending the time tonight, both pushing buttons and talking, and also watching.
And it was quite the race to watch. Definitely very enjoyable, even if it was a little bit on the longer side. It was great to see some very strong play from you both. And I think that's going to do it for us tonight here in this race. There should still be another race, I believe, ongoing here. Let's see, yeah, there are 2 races in progress right now, one over on SpeedGaming 2 and another one on Z1 Randomizer 2, so be sure to check those out if you're still in the mood for some Z1R action. Otherwise, we have plenty more races coming tomorrow and for the next several weeks as the Rookie Rumble 2023 tournament continues. I am Nick Has a Game. Thank you, everyone, for coming out tonight.